way back. I'll let Susan talk about it. It's way back, people. Way. Susan's gonna give it
Mike and I started our careers in probation with the state of New Jersey in Middlesex County 33 years ago. There were 4 criminal case management teams, and Mike and I ended up on the same team, and his office was right across the hall from mine. I recall when I first met Mike, I watched him engage in debates with another senior officer, Suter Roser, remember? And I would think to myself, that guy's really smart. He's so knowledgeable and worldly. I was 21 years old at the time, so what did I know? But from the first day we met to this day, 33 years later, our friendship is grown stronger today. Our career paths seem to parallel right from the start. Mike and I shared a lot in common and worked hard, and we always dressed professionally from day one, even though we didn't have to at state probation. I tell my story, this story to my kids and staff all the time. Mike and I were the only state probation officers that wore suits to the office and not jeans and sweatshirts. I think we created the saying, dress for the job you want and not the job you have. 3 or 4 years later, Mike left the state to go to the federal system and begin working for pretrial services. And soon thereafter, I too left and was hired by federal relations. We stayed in touch, of course, just being down in the hallway from each other, but now in Newark, New Brunswick. I think he was secretly stalking me, but since he got to federal first, maybe I was stalking him. In any event, in July of 2006, Mike took the lead and applied for and was selected to be the U.S. Pretrial Services Officer in Southern New York. No surprise to those of us who knew Mike and knew his abilities and intelligence as he was chosen. He was the best person to run that agency 3 years later in the United States Attorney's Office. Although Mike now worked across the river, a bridge away, we still maintain contact with each other. I have always admired Mike for his exemplary work ethic, sound judgment, his intellect, integrity, his courage, his decisiveness, his compassion, and his commitment to his job and the mission of his organization. Mike was someone I and anyone could always call for advice, guidance, a laugh, or just a vent. He was someone I could always depend on. He looked out for me and anyone and everyone he cared for. I will miss traveling with him and attending trainings with him. I will never forget the fun we had, trainings in training at the AOC as baby probation officers, waiting in airports together due to delayed flights, sitting in standstill traffic in New York City for 3+ hours, trying to get from his office to Newark, it was like 12 miles. I thought we could have been in DC by now. And our lunches in Newark were endless on the memories. But I know we'll still see each other for lunch and other parties, so I'm not worried. And how fortunate the staff, the bench, and the community of the Southern District of New York were to have Mike for 16 years. However, I consider myself the most fortunate to have had the opportunity to not only be your co-worker, but to call you my good friend for the past 33 years. The longest friendship both of us have had in this career. It has been an absolute pleasure to be growing up in this career alongside you. Congratulations to you on your esteemed career. I wish you, Kirsten and Jackson, the best in this next chapter of your life. I love you, and I miss you very much. On behalf of the United States Probation Office, District of New Jersey, thank you for all your contributions to the system these past 20 years. I'd like to 29